Hi everybody, my name is Danny, and for those of you who are new to my YouTube channel, um, I usually do a wide variety of types of videos. So video blogs, video logs, vlogs, vlogs, whatever you want to call it. For example, I also do like sports reviews, do it yourself, um, opinions. Today I'm going to do um, a, a baking video. The last one that I did quite well. So yeah, if I get views, if I get subscribers, it's gonna be an indicator to do more. So you know what to do. So I'm gonna timestamp this video. Today is Friday, February 22, 2019. Friday, February 22, 2019. And it's funny because, you know, YouTubers are always looking for creative outlets because, you know, YouTube is competitive in the sense that, you know, everything's already been done and people are sort of always doing the same types of things and competing for people's attention. One of the things about creativity is you're looking for like new ideas, like interesting things, and so one of the components of that, for example, is themes, right? And so themes could mean different things, but one of the things is we use holidays, right? Because what's more interesting and fun than celebrating a holiday, right? So if it's Christmas, if it's New Year's, if it's Thanksgiving, or whatever. So this month, I know it's been a few days ago, but we had Valentine's Day, right? So a few days have gone by, but not that long either, right? So when Valentine's Day came along, I kind of thought, oh well, maybe I should do a Valentine's theme video. It just didn't happen. I guess I just didn't feel compelled enough. However, I was at the grocery store just this week, and I came upon something pretty interesting. So it's called the Pillsbury Ready to Bake Cutout Heart Cookies, and it says pre-cut, no cookie cutter needed. It says 24 pre-cut 24 pre-cut heart sugar cookies, and they look really good, right? So obviously these were brought out by Pillsbury for Valentine's Day, right? They were a Valentine's Day themed product. It doesn't actually say Valentine's Day, and the reason they didn't put it is because they obviously knew that the product was going to probably be on the shelves for a little after Valentine's Day, so people would still feel compelled to buy it, right? Because if a week later goes by, you see something that says Valentine's Day, people will think it's old, it's past its due date, so it's no longer fresh or whatever. But it's definitely a Valentine's themed product, right? So I've never tried this, so we're gonna test it out. So okay, how do we open this? So lift tab to open. Okay, so last time when I did a recent baking video, I did the Pillsbury chocolate chip cookie video, and those were the milk ones. And I wasn't really ready for that, so I just pulled out whatever I had, and I only had aluminum foil on it. And so I kind of knew, but just by looking at the instructions and stuff of the other video, that they sort of wanted a sort of a coating on your cookie sheet or something like that that's non-stick. So typically aluminum isn't really that. Previously, I don't really bake much, but like, no, being around bakers, my mother or whatever, usually it used to be, people used to use wax paper, right? And so people used to use wax paper. So I went to when I was at the grocery store this week, I went to the section. I found wax paper, but I also found something that I never knew about, and it's called parchment paper. Parchment paper. And so you could see, you know, I'm just a lay person when it comes to cooking. See the picture here is chocolate chip cookies baking on, you know, a cookie sheet, and with the parchment paper right under. So it's basically saying, you know, like, if you're going to bake cookies like this is the type. Where actually I still bought wax paper actually, and by contrast, if you look at the wax paper design on it, it's basically just a sub where you can wrap it and sort of contain it like that, right? So they're not really marketing it for like baking cookies anymore now that they have parchment paper, right? So yeah, so we got all these instructions for this, and if you look at that, looks pretty neat. That looks pretty neat. Pretty cool. Okay. So here it says baking instructions, baking instructions. Okay. Baking instructions: heat oven to 375 degree Fahrenheit. Done. Place cookie dough shapes about 2 inches, 5 centimeters apart on 9 degrees cookie sheet. Bake 8 to 10 minutes or until edges are light golden brown. Do not overbake. Cool 1 minute before removing from cookie sheet. Okay, let's do that. So, I don't want to make this video too long. Try to make it as short as possible because everyone's busy. You guys are busy. Don't want to waste your time. So, last time, as you know, when I did the Pillsbury one, when it said 2 inches, they didn't really clarify what 2 inches means. I found out later that it meant, these instructions are much clearer, where it says put the cookies 2 meters apart, 2 inches apart, right? Which is, yeah, 2 inches or 5 centimeters apart. So it's funny because when I was I'm not originally from Newfoundland, and so like when I moved here, and I've lived in different places, sometimes you just pick up when you move into a place, you know how sometimes people leave things behind or whatever, and so I have this like ruler. I just find this really interesting because it's an old ruler, and you know, it's got all you need. It's got the usual centimeters and inches, but it has it says Cook's Marble Works. I don't know the number. I think it says number 1 New Gower Street, St. John's, Newfoundland, P.O. Box, and I think that's not there anymore. I don't know if that's done on purpose or what, but yeah, Cook's Marble Works, 1 New Gower Street, St. John's, Newfoundland, P.O. Box, and I don't know if that's scratched out on purpose or not, right? So I've never heard of Cook's Marble Works on 1 New Gower Street in St. John's, Newfoundland, so I'd be interested in knowing about that business, because I don't know I've never heard of it. So if anyone who knows that business, leave a comment underneath here and let me know, right? Or if you don't have YouTube, if you're not subscribed to YouTube, if you don't have a YouTube account, if you see me in person or something, you can just tell me. I'm quite interested in that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is so put these out here. So I'm gonna use 5 centimeters because I'm here in Canada. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that in my opening. I'm located in Newfoundland, Canada, which is a very eastern part of Canada, or really of North America, right? So let's see, 5 centimeters apart. So let's see here, 5 centimeters apart. And then actually, this is very important to do because if not, the cookies will basically be kind of glued together, and you don't really want that. And another 5 centimeters. So here we got another 5 centimeters. Here we have another 5 centimeters. Another 5 centimeters. How many do I want? Well, maybe that's 6. So maybe I could do let's make an even number. Let's make it 8. It's 6. So okay. So yeah. So this looks pretty neat. This is the before. This is the before. And those look pretty neat. And we're going to put this in here. And time it. And so it says bake 8 to 10 minutes. So I will be back in 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm back. So it said 8 to 10. I had it in there for about 10. And then it says, like I said, cool 1 minute before removing from cookie sheet. I noticed before when I did the other chocolate chip cookies, if you try to eat them too soon, they'll fall apart. If you just wait a little bit, they'll be okay. They won't fall apart. I would recommend a little more than a minute. So it's been a few minutes, and I will taste test them. So I just wanted to talk about mention parchment paper because I just find it interesting because this is very new to me because wax paper it's true to its name. If you touch it, it's very waxy, right? Parchment paper is interesting because it seems like they recommend parchment paper rather than wax paper, and you think of the whole purpose of it is to have a non-stick sort of coating, right? So you think of wax would be ideal because of the waxy feel, whereas parchment paper, this is new to me. It's basically almost like a piece of paper. It's almost just like a very similar to just basically a piece of paper, right? So it's very sort of a little confusing as to why they would say market and recommend, it seems, and advertise parchment paper rather than wax paper, when you think wax paper would be more non-sticking to it. But just my observation. Okay, so it's been a few minutes now. I'm gonna taste test these. So I'll try the um, and yeah, because when I first bought them out, I touched them and they were ultra soft. Now they've hardened, but they're still warm. It's been a few minutes, so let's taste these. So the pink ones are good, right? Um, they're they still taste like it's a typical cookie, typical flour cookie. Um, I'm glad that they're not too sugary. I was scared of that, but yeah, they still have that sort of floury, traditional cookie taste to it, with a little bit of sugar, but not really that sour sugar that sometimes cookies have. But you could still distinguish it from that it has pink. It's a pink cookie, right? It's got like a distinguished sort of pink sort of taste. I don't know how else to describe it. Now I'll try the white one and see what this is like. Well, this one is good too, and it doesn't really have the sugary taste that the pink one had. Even more, very good also, but more kind of, even more kind of like that traditional floury type cookie, but with less, almost no sugary sort of taste to it, which is also good. Um, and sort of like, although they're hard in the middle, I didn't show it, but when you take a bite out of it, they're still kind of like doughy inside, right? Which is kind of good. I'm gonna wash this down with my actually tea that I have. So I just wanted to just end this wrap up this video. So out of 5 stars, I would give this out of 5 stars, I would give this a 4 star, right? Because it's that good. I always hesitate, um, although the advertisement is a little misleading because you can see the cookies before and after, and none of them have this sprinkly, you know, small heresy sort of thing, that sugary thing. So that's misleading, right? That's almost false advertisement. And they shouldn't do that, right? But I still give it a 4 out of 5. um, 4 out of 5. So I do recommend them. But again, you know, these are Valentine's cookies, but they probably won't be on the shelf that much longer. But something different, right? Um, yeah, 4 to 5 stars. So I just wanted to just wrap up and say, you know, Valentine's Day. You know, I can make this video Valentine's theme too, right? It's funny because Valentine's Day means different for everyone, right? So if you're part of a relationship, right? Um, it's um, it's one thing, but if you're single, it's another thing. Just for the record, I'm single, so I went through Valentine's Day single. So hint for all the ladies out there, right? Haha. So yeah, as a single person, like going through Valentine's Day, it's tough, right? You see everyone, you know, um, especially on social media, they're spending time, you know, kissing, hugging their significant other. They're giving each other like all these like flowers and candy and cookies and treats and stuff, and it's not really a holiday that's really meant for single people, right? Unless you're a kid, right? You always remember when you were in grade school. I don't think it works like this anymore, but in grade school, how there was always at least one kid who brought those little Valentine's cards and gave one to, like to everyone, right? And I heard actually that they don't do that anymore for some reason. It might be because when the little kids were doing that, they wouldn't give the Valentine's cards to everyone, and then they felt the two or three people or whatever felt really excluded. And now in 2019 and forward, the educational system especially the grade school system, is much more inclusive. They don't allow that type of thing. And I heard that they don't even allow things like birthday parties because, like, even though it's a private function, like a birthday party, you know, you have is little kids who only invite a small group of people, which means there's going to be some little kids or a large group of kids or even one that doesn't get invited to the party. And so I've heard that even that's not even allowed anymore in grade school. But it's hard to say, you know, if that's a good or a bad thing in general or whatever. So yeah, I like I said, I wasn't going to do a Valentine's video, so I sort of fell into this one. So it's better than nothing, right? So yeah, I just wanted to finish off and say thanks for watching this Valentine's video. Thanks for watching all my YouTube videos. It's important that you subscribe, right? The big thing is that I have to see my subscribe number keep increasing, or that's the only way it's worth it for me to make these types of videos, right? Believe it or not, it's time consuming, it's a bit of work, it's time out of my day, and so I have to have some sort of compensation for it somehow. And one of the main indicators is you look at your new subscriber count. That's the way I do it anyways, right? So subscribe, and yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap it up and say peace out.